I need to tell you about this messed up thing that happened to me. I work nights at this tiny hospital in some small town nobody cares about. It's old, right? Like the floors creak loud enough to wake you up, and the lights flicker when it's windy. The whole place smells like bleach, but there's this weird undertone. Like something damp and gross you can't quite place. At night, it's dead quiet, except for the random beep of a monitor or a patient shuffling around. I'm a nurse, been doing the graveyard shift forever. It's usually chill, just me, a couple others, and sleeping patients. But lately, it's been freaky. It started with room 237. Old folks kept dying in there during my shifts. Not every night, but too many times. Always between 3 and 4 a.m. I check on them before. They're fine, breathing okay. Then, next thing I know, they're gone. No warning, no nothing. One was Mrs. Jenkins, this sweet old lady who'd thank me for adjusting her pillow, always smiling. Another was Mr. Thompson, a grump who'd complain about everything but light up when I snuck him extra pudding. I thought, they're old, it's normal, but it was always that room, always that time. I told Jen about it. She's another nurse, real laid back. We were getting coffee and I go, "Yo, you ever think 237's weird?" She just laughed. "What, like it's haunted? People die here, Sarah." Yeah, sure, but it bugged me. Kept bugging me. Like I couldn't shake it. One night, after another death, I said screw it. I checked the security tapes. I'm not allowed, but I know the office code from a while back. Snuck in when nobody was looking, pulled up the footage. There she was, 3 a.m. sharp, some nurse walking into 237. But I didn't know her. I know everybody on nights. Who the hell was this? She moved all smooth, too quiet for those creaky floors, and her uniform was off. Too starched, too white, like it didn't belong. I just sat there, hands trembling, watching the screen. She's in there a few minutes, then leaves. Patient died right after. I checked the staff list next shift. No match. Asked around. We got a new nurse? Nope. Even asked Mike, the janitor. He's weird but nice. He goes, 237? Yeah, the floorboards there squeak like my dog's chew toy. Okay, dude. Whatever. Then it got creepier. Passing 237 one night, I heard this low, like a whisper you can't catch. Patient was asleep, nobody else there. I peeked in. Empty. Just the old lady in bed. Told myself it's the pipes, but nah, it didn't feel right. Another time, I was eating a sandwich in the break room and my locker key was gone. Found it later under the table like it fell. Dumb stuff, but it made me paranoid. I kept feeling watched, like something was breathing down my neck. I had to figure it out. So I stayed late one night. Told Jen I was sick, clocked out, but snuck back in through the dock. Hid in 237 behind the bed. Old guy in there was snoring. I waited, sweating, staring at the clock. 3 a.m. Nothing. 3:10 to zip. Then at 3:15, the door creaked open, slow. My heart was pounding so loud I thought it'd give me away. She walked in. That nurse. Face all shadowy, but she glided to the bed. No clipboard, no nothing. Just stood there, staring at him. I peeked out, barely breathing. She leaned down, whispered something. Too quiet to hear, but it hit me like a chill. The snoring stopped. Dead quiet. The air got heavy, suffocating. She lingered, like she was soaking it in, then turned. Her head tilted, like she sensed me. I swear those cold eyes locked on mine. Then she slipped out. I waited, counted to 10, checked the guy. No pulse. I hit the alarm and bolted, legs shaking. Next day I went to my boss. Spilled it all. The deaths, the nurse, the tapes. He's all calm, says, "Sarah, you're stressed. It's just coincidence. That nurse? Probably a temp we didn't list. I'm like, no, check the damn footage. He goes, we'll look into it. Relax. But he wouldn't meet my eyes. Later, I heard him on the phone. Door was open a bit. He's whispering. She's digging. Yeah, 237. Keep it under wraps. My stomach dropped. They knew. They were hiding it. Now I'm lost. If I talk, I'm screwed. Job's gone. Maybe worse. If I don't, more people die. I keep seeing her in my head. Those eyes, that creepy glide. Last night, I found a note in my pocket. Leave it alone. No idea who wrote it. That hum stuck with me, louder now, like it's taunting me. I can't sleep. The sound twists into whispers saying, you're next. Every shift, I'm terrified it's my last. What do I do? I guess I should start by saying I'm Rachel. I've got this lifestyle blog, nothing huge, but I've got like 50,000 followers, which is pretty cool, right? I share stuff about my life, what I wear, places I go, just normal things. It was fun, until it wasn't. Something messed up happened, and I can't stop thinking about it. It started a couple months back. I got this package at my door. No name, no return address, just a little note that said, you deserve the best. Inside was this scarf, super nice, designer stuff I'd never buy for myself. I was so excited, I posted a picture online. My followers freaked out saying, oh my god, you've got a secret admirer. I kinda liked it, you know? Felt special. Then more stuff came. Earrings that went perfect with the scarf. A green handbag, my favorite color, which I'd only mentioned once on the blog forever ago. Each time, that same note. You deserve the best. I kept posting about it like, who's this mystery person? This is wild. My followers were all, goals, and find this guy already. But then it got weird. One day, this dress shows up. Size 6. My size. I never told anyone that. Not online, not even my mom knows I'm that picky about sizing. The note said, I know what you like. Okay. That's not cute anymore. How'd they know that? A few days later, I got a necklace. Little cat pendant. I'd been telling my friend Jess on the phone, like not online, just us, how I wanted something like that. My stomach did this flip, but not the good kind. I was like, no way, it's just a fluke. Right? I didn't post about that one. Then stuff in my apartment started feeling off. Like I'd come home and my keys weren't where I left them. Or my bedroom window was cracked open, but I don't remember touching it. My cat, Muffin. She'd run across the floor at night and the boards would creak so loud it'd wake me up. Normal stuff. But now it made me jumpy. I kept telling myself, Rachel, chill, you're imagining things. One night, I got home late from grabbing takeout. Oh, I forgot to grab napkins, so I was wiping my hands on my jeans like an idiot. And Muffin was going nuts, hissing at the bathroom door. I checked. Nothing. But I couldn't sleep after that. I had to know what was going on. My building's got hallway cameras, so I asked the landlord to let me see the footage. He's this old guy who smells like cigarettes, and he was like, what? You think someone's stealing your mail? I mumbled something dumb and he showed me the tapes. There he was. Some guy in a hoodie, tall, kinda skinny. He walked into my apartment, like he owned the place, while I was out. He had a key or something, I don't know. He stayed for like half an hour, left with a bag. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped my phone trying to call the cops. The police came, but they were useless. Nothing's stolen, so change your locks, they said. I did, but it didn't help. The gifts didn't stop. A photo of me at the park I jog in. Note said, you're so pretty when you run. A book I'd been reading, with my favorite parts underlined. Stuff I'd only told my sister about in a text. I stopped blogging. Didn't matter. The notes got worse. We're perfect together. Then, soon, you'll be mine. I started crashing at Jess's place, but I had to go back home eventually. I needed clothes, my charger, stuff like that. That night, God, I hate even thinking about it. I was grabbing my things, rushing when I heard this sound from my room, like someone breathing real slow. I grabbed a lamp like that'd do anything and tiptoed over. The door was half open. There he was, sitting on my bed, holding my favorite sweater. The guy from the video. He looked up, smiled. This creepy, slow smile. "I've been waiting, Rachel," he said. "Time to complete my collection." I don't know what that meant, but I didn't wait to find out. I ran, tripped over Muffin's toy mouse, almost fell, but I kept going. Out the door, down the street, sobbing into my phone to 911. Cops came. He was gone, but they found stuff. In my closet, pictures of me sleeping, my old chapstick, a sock I thought I'd lost. I threw up when they showed me. I'm at my dad's place now. Quit blogging, deleted everything online, but I still get texts sometimes. Unknown number, just one word. Soon. I don't know if it's him or some jerk messing with me. I keep the curtains closed. Check the locks a million times. Every time Muffin scratches the floor, I jump. I used to love sharing my life. Now I wish I'd never started. Someone out there knows way too much about me, and I don't know if they're ever gonna stop watching. Me and my wife Lisa, we got this house. Cheap too. Like stupid cheap. I mean, it was perfect. Big yard, quiet street. We thought we hit the jackpot. But, yeah, we were so wrong. It all started when we decided to fix up the basement. Place was old, smelled like damp clothes left in the washer too long. The floorboards upstairs creaked like crazy whenever our dog, Max, ran around chasing his tail. Lisa hated that basement from day one, said it felt heavy. I just shrugged it off, thought she was being dramatic. Anyway, we were ripping out this ugly wood paneling down there. I was sweating. Lisa was holding the flashlight, and then, bam, we hit something weird. One wall sounded hollow when I tapped it, like empty behind it. Lisa laughed. "What if it's a secret room or something?" I grabbed a crowbar and pried it open just for kicks. There were boxes inside, old ones covered in dust. I pulled one out, and it was full of stuff. Cell phones, wallets, rings, even a cracked watch that looked like it stopped years ago. Some phones were new, others were those flip ones from way back. Weirdest part? Every phone had the same last text. "I'm scared. Please help me." I didn't even know what to say. Lisa went pale, dropped the flashlight. It rolled across the floor, made this loud clatter. We started digging into the house's past after that. Found out it had been sold a ton of times. Families moved in, stayed a few months, then bolted. No one stuck around. I kept thinking, okay, maybe it's just a coincidence. But deep down, I knew something was wrong. Then there was our neighbor, Mr. Jenkins. Old guy, always smiling, brought us cookies when we moved in. Seemed nice. But after we found those boxes, he got weird. I'd see him standing at his window, staring at our house. Not moving, just watching. One time, I waved, and he didn't wave back, just kept staring, gave me the creeps. A few nights later, I heard something. Footsteps, down in the basement. Slow, like someone didn't want to be heard. I grabbed my phone for light. Battery was half dead, figures, and went down. The hollow wall, wide open again. We'd shut it, I swear. Some boxes were shifted like someone messed with them. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the phone. I told Lisa we should leave. Sell the place, get out. She agreed, kept saying, "I don't feel safe here." But me? I couldn't let it go. I had to figure it out. So, I kept digging. Found out Mr. Jenkins owned half the street. Bought houses cheap after families left in a hurry. Pattern was too perfect. Then I remembered, He'd given us this jar of jam when we moved in. Label said Jenkins Family Farm. I looked it up. Place was real, but abandoned, out in the middle of nowhere. I drove out there. Dumb, I know. Farm was falling apart, weeds everywhere, rusted tractor in the yard. There was this shed, door half open. Inside, more boxes. Same stuff. Phones, wallets, all with that text. I'm scared. Please help me. I froze. It hit me. Jenkins was scaring people out of their homes. For years. And now he knew we'd found his secret. Got home late. Lisa was supposed to be in bed, but she wasn't there. Sheets were cold. My heart started racing. I checked the basement. Wall was open, boxes gone. Then I heard it, a creak outside. Looked out the window and there he was, Mr. Jenkins, standing in our backyard with a flashlight, smiling. That smile, I'll never forget it. I called the cops, voice all shaky. They came, searched everywhere. Jenkins was gone. So was Lisa. Only thing left was a note on the counter. You should have left when you had the chance. My handwriting's crap, but I scribbled it down somewhere to remember it. I'm in a motel now. Can't go back. Don't know where Lisa is, if she's okay, if she's... I keep hearing Max barking in my head, even though he's with my sister now. Jenkins is still out there, I know it, watching, waiting. Those texts keep running through my mind. I'm scared, please help me. Yeah, I get it now. I'm scared too. Last summer, I was broke and needed cash for college, right? I got this job as a maintenance worker at this big apartment complex. It wasn't anything special, just a bunch of buildings, over 200 units split across 8 of them. My shift was 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., the late one. I'd walk around, check the pools, make sure everything was locked up, and deal with any calls from tenants freaking out about something. Most nights, it was boring. Quiet, even. Except for this one building. Building F, man. That place always gave me a bad vibe. I'd get these noise complaints from Unit 3B in Building F. Like, every couple of nights my phone would buzz with the automated system saying someone in 3B was complaining about noise. But here's the thing. Every time I'd drag myself over there, the hallway was dead quiet. Not a sound. I'd knock on the door, wait. Nothing. Nobody home. The creepy part? The system said the calls were coming from inside 3B, but management swore it had been empty for 3 months. Said the last guy who lived there had a heart attack and that was it. No new tenants. Building F was weird anyway. The lights flickered all the time, more than the other buildings. And it was always cold in there, like chilly. Even when it was 90 degrees outside. Sometimes I'd hear stuff. Faint whispers. Little taps, like footsteps maybe. I'd tell myself it was just the old place creaking. You know, pipes or whatever. But it still got to me. I talked to this guy I worked with, Mike. He'd been there forever, knew all the stories. I asked him about 3B one night while we were grabbing coffee from the break room. Oh yeah, that place, he said, lighting up a cigarette even though he wasn't supposed to. Old man Jenkins lived there. Weird dude, kept to himself. They found him dead in the bathroom. Heart attack, I guess. Some folks say they hear stuff from 3B at night, but it's probably nothing. But the calls, man, I said. They're coming from inside the unit. How's that work if it's empty? He just laughed, kinda nervous. Dunno, system's probably messed up. Don't worry about it. Yeah, right. Easy for him to say. Anyway, one night I'd had enough. Another 3B complaint came in and I was like, screw it, I'm checking inside. I grabbed my master key and headed over. The hallway in Building F was dark as usual, lights buzzing and flickering. I got to 3B, stood there for a sec. Honest, I didn't want to go in. But I did. Unlocked the door, pushed it open. It was empty. No furniture, no lights, nothing. Just bare walls and this musty smell, like damp basement. I saw the phone though, plugged into the wall, which was nuts, 'cause the utilities were supposed to be off. I walked over, picked it up. Dead. No sound at all. I unplugged it, figuring that'd stop the calls. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, slow ones, coming from the bedroom. My heart started pounding, but I couldn't just leave, right? I crept over, pushed the door open. Nothing in there either. Just a puddle of water by the bathroom. Weird, 'cause I didn't see it before. Then I turned around, and wet footprints. Fresh ones, leading from the bathroom, through the bedroom, right to where I was standing. I swear I stopped breathing for a second. No one was there but those prints. They were right there. And then it got cold. Like freezing. My breath puffed out in little clouds, even though it was summer. I backed up fast, slammed the door, locked it. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped the key. When I got home, my cat was going nuts, meowing, 'cause I forgot to fill his bowl before I left. I felt bad, but man, I was just happy to be out of there. Couldn't stop thinking about those footprints, that cold. I quit the next morning. Told my boss I couldn't do nights anymore. Didn't say why. Didn't think he'd buy it. Now, sometimes I drive by that complex, just because I'm curious, you know? And every time, I look up at 3B's windows. I swear I see someone moving in there, a shadow or something. But it's still empty. Supposed to be anyway. I don't know what was up with that place. Don't think I want to know either. Some stuff. You just leave it alone. This whole thing started last summer, back in 2023. I was doing this food delivery gig. You know, one of those apps where you grab takeout and drop it off. It wasn't glamorous or anything. Just a way to pay the bills. I'd been at it for a couple months, driving around late at night, usually half asleep. Most deliveries were boring, but there was this one place I hated going to. 1247 Maple Street. Normal little house, quiet street, nothing special. But man, it gave me the creeps. It started with the orders, always late, like 11 p.m. late. And huge. I'm talking enough food for a whole party. Piles of pizza boxes, bags of fries, you name it. Like, who needs that much food that late? But every time I got there, it was just this one woman at the door. Kinda tired looking, maybe 40 or 50, with messy hair and this blank stare. She'd grab the bags, shove some cash in my hand, and bam, door shut. No chit-chat, nothing. What really got me, though, was the noise inside. Every time I stood there, I'd hear voices. Not loud or anything, just a bunch of people talking all at once. Real quiet like. It was weird, you know? Like a low hum of whispers, all jumbled together. I'd try to peek inside when she opened the door, but it was too dark. Just shadows. I figured maybe she had a big family or something, but it never felt right. One night, I think it was July, super muggy out. I was wiping sweat off my face when I handed her the bags. She did her usual quick grab, but right as the door was closing, I heard something clear as day. A guy's voice, rough, saying, "She's here now." I stopped dead. My legs felt heavy, like I couldn't move. She didn't even look at me, just slammed the door. I stood there for a sec, heart racing, before I shook it off and left. Told myself I was just tired. Then there was this one time I screwed up. I delivered the food, started walking back to my car, and realized, damn it, I forgot the receipt. She always asked for it, so I had to go back. I knocked again, and all those voices, they stopped. Like someone flipped a switch. Total silence. I glanced at the window by the door, and, oh man, I'll never forget this. There were people inside. At least a dozen of them, standing in the living room. Not moving, not talking. Just standing there, facing the door. Staring right at me. I couldn't breathe for a second. Their faces were so still, like statues. The light was dim, but I could see them. Men, women, all ages, just frozen. Then the door cracked open, and her hand shot out. She didn't say anything, didn't even look up. I shoved the receipt at her, and she yanked it back, shutting the door hard. I didn't run, but I wanted to. My hands were shaking when I got in the car. After that, I dreaded seeing that address pop up. But the orders kept coming, and I couldn't just quit. I needed the cash. Every time, it was the same deal. Big order, fast handoff, those creepy voices. I started noticing other stuff too. Like how the curtains were always drawn tight, even in the daytime when I'd drive by. Or this faint smell sometimes, sharp and sour, like old meat. I told myself it was nothing, maybe a busted fridge, but it stuck with me. Then, maybe a week after the receipt thing, I was crashing on my couch, scrolling my phone, and the news came on. 1247 Maple Street. Cop cars everywhere, lights flashing. The reporter said they'd found 11 bodies in the basement. 11. My chest went tight. They said the woman had been luring homeless people there, keeping them locked up for months. The food I'd been dropping off? That was to keep them alive until she didn't need them anymore. I just sat there, staring at the screen. Those voices, they were those people. Trapped, scared, waiting. And that night I saw them standing there. God, maybe they were drugged or something. I don't know. The news didn't say much, just called it gruesome, and left it at that. Still investigating, they said. I quit the job the next day. Couldn't do it anymore. Every time I'd pass that street, I'd see that house in my head. Those people staring, her grabbing the receipt like nothing was wrong. I keep wondering, could I have done something? Called the cops sooner? But what would I even say? Hey, this lady orders a lot of food and I hear voices? Yeah, right. It's been months, but I still think about it. Especially at night, when it's quiet. I'll be lying there and I don't know. I can almost hear those whispers again. Makes me wonder how close I was to being one of them. I'm gonna tell you about this weird thing that happened to me last summer. I don't even like thinking about it, but you asked, so here it goes. I was broke, right? Needed money bad for school stuff, so I started this little cleaning gig for Airbnb places. Most of it was boring, making beds, wiping sinks, you know. But there was this one house. Ugh, it still freaks me out. It was on Pine Street, number 15, in this nice part of town. Looked real pretty outside. White paint, big windows, daisies in the garden. But the paint was peeling a bit, and the windows always looked dark, like no light ever got in. I remember my car radio was acting up that day, just static, and I spilled soda on my jeans before I even got there. Anyway, inside that house, totally different vibe. First time I went, I saw these scratches inside the bedroom closet door. Like, deep scratches, man. Like someone was stuck in there, clawing to get out. The wood was splintered, and there were dark stains near the bottom. Maybe blood or something. I told the owner, Mr. Jenkins, I think his name was, and he just laughed, all nervous-like. Said it was old house stuff, and not to worry. Paid me extra to keep coming back, so I was like, okay, fine. But then there was the mirror in the bathroom. Every time I cleaned, these handprints showed up on it. Not smudges, clear hands, pressed flat, like someone was trying to push through from the other side. Always in the center, and no matter how hard I scrubbed, they'd come back next visit. I even tried spitting a rag once like my grandma used to do on windows. Nothing worked. It was weird. And the basement? Oh man, don't get me started. Smelled awful down there, like something dead. This thick, cloying odor that stuck to your clothes. I'd check for a dead squirrel or whatever, but nope, nothing. My buddy Dave said it was probably just mold, but it made my throat itch every time. I'd rush down, flip the breaker or whatever, and run back up, trying not to breathe too deep. The reviews, though, they were perfect. All 5 stars. So peaceful. Best sleep ever. I read them one day while eating a soggy sandwich in my car. But here's the thing, they all sounded the same. Same words, same short sentences, like, great place, very relaxing, over and over. I clicked the guest profiles, blank, no pics, all made the same day. I told Dave, and he's like, hey, fake reviews, no big deal. But it bugged me. Who makes all those accounts just for one house? So I got this dumb idea to stay there one night. Mr. Jenkins was gone, and I had the key, so I thought, why not? See what's up. I brought my old sleeping bag, the one with the hole in it, and crashed on the couch. It was quiet at first, just the fridge humming and the house creaking a little. My phone was dead because I forgot to charge it, figures. I lay there, staring at the ceiling. It was too quiet, you know? Like the house was holding its breath. Then, like, 3 a.m. hits. I hear voices. Not loud, just whispers coming from the basement. More than one person, talking low. Muffled, like behind a wall. I didn't want to move, but I grabbed my flashlight, hands all shaky. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Went to the basement door and it's locked from the inside. I had the key in my pocket, the only key. I jiggled it and the voices just stopped. Dead quiet, like they knew I was there. I couldn't stay there. Ran upstairs, grabbed my stuff, and called Mr. Jenkins from my car. Phone's disconnected. Tried again, thinking I messed up the number. But no. Gone. I was freaking out, man. Next day, I went to the real estate place. They said the house got sold months ago to some company, but they wouldn't tell me who. I looked it up. Nothing. No company, no record, nada. Never got my last paycheck either. Quit the cleaning gig right after. Sometimes I drive by that house. Looks normal, new people staying there. But I keep thinking, what was down in that basement? Who was talking? And those fake reviews? I don't know, man. I'm never going back. Sometimes, when it's late and I can't sleep, I wonder if those voices are still there, whispering in the dark. This is something freaky that happened to me a while back. I don't usually tell people, it's weird and messed up, but I feel like I should. It's not fake or anything. It really happened, and I'm still shaken up. So, I was just at home one night, messing around on Tinder. I was bored, swiping left and right, hoping to find someone cool to talk to. Then I matched with this woman, Jessica. She was, wow, like, stunning. Her pictures looked so good, almost too good, like she could be in ads or something. I thought, no way this is real. But then she messaged me. Hey cutie, she wrote. I was like, whoa, okay, maybe I'm in luck. We started chatting, and it went on for a week. She seemed so into me, kept asking stuff about my life, like, what's your job? Or, got any brothers or sisters? I told her I work with computers, and she was all, oh, that's awesome, you're so smart. She even remembered dumb stuff, like how I don't like loud neighbors. My upstairs guy stomps around like an elephant sometimes. It felt good, like she actually cared. Then she said we should meet up at this coffee shop downtown. I was nervous. Haven't dated in forever, but excited too. I got there early, grabbed a caramel latte, and sat by the window. The place was chill. Wooden tables, soft music, that coffee smell everywhere. Only a few people were around. I kept checking my phone, waiting. She didn't show. After 20 minutes, I got a text. Stuck in traffic, running late. I was like, okay, fine. But then, I noticed this guy across the room. He was staring at me, hard, and, I think he was taking pictures with his phone. It creeped me out. I tried to ignore it, but he wouldn't stop. Finally, I got up. "Hey man, what's your problem?" I said, probably louder than I meant to. He jumped a little, then showed me his phone. I thought you were someone else," he mumbled. On the screen was a Tinder profile, with my face. But it wasn't mine. The name was Mike, and it said he was a doctor. I'm not a doctor. There were pictures of me I'd never seen. I just stood there like, what the hell? He said, "You've been texting me for months, said your mom was sick. I sent you thousands of dollars." I couldn't even speak. "That's not me," I said. "Someone's using my pictures." He got mad. "You're lying. You're Mike," he yelled. I showed him my ID, different name, but he didn't care. "You look just like him," he kept saying. I freaked out and left. Outside, I saw another guy walk in, looking all nervous. I wondered, was he here for Mike too? I checked Tinder. Jessica's profile was gone. Just gone. My hands were shaking. I went home, and that's when I saw it. Emails from my bank. Weird charges. Someone had opened credit cards in my name, bought TVs and stuff. I called the bank, but they said it'd take forever to fix. I felt sick. Next day, I went to the cops. They were nice, but it was bad news. They said I was number 47 in their case. Jessica, or whoever, had scammed tons of guys like this. Fake relationships, stealing money, ruining lives. One guy lost his house, another thought he was gonna marry me. The cops showed me pictures, other guys who kinda looked like me. All tricked the same way. It's been months, but I'm still messed up. I canceled everything, changed passwords, all that. But I keep thinking she's out there, using my face. Sometimes I get random friend requests online. People I don't know. I ignore them, but it's creepy. A while back, I was buying groceries, and this lady came up to me. "Hey, aren't you that Tinder guy? The one with the sick dog?" she said. I froze. "No, that's not me," I told her. She stared. "You look exactly like him." I just grabbed my stuff and bolted. I don't go on Tinder anymore. Can't. Every little noise, like when my fridge hums funny at night, makes me jump. I keep wondering how many people think I'm the bad guy. How many got hurt because of her? I even thought about moving, but that's dumb, right? It's like, I don't know who I am sometimes. Like someone else is out there, pretending to be me, and I can't stop it. It's something I still think about way too much, and it's kinda hard to talk about without getting nervous. But I'll try. I was bored one Tuesday night, just scrolling on Tinder, swiping left, swiping right, nothing special. Then I matched with this guy, Mike. He seemed cool, like really normal. Good job, nice pics of his apartment, no creepy vibes. We messaged back and forth for a few days, and he was funny, charming even. He asked if I wanted to come over for dinner at his place. I hesitated. 'Cause, meeting a stranger and all, but he seemed legit, so I said yeah. His apartment was in this fancy complex downtown, the kind with a buzzer and a security guy at personally. Felt safe enough. When I got there, though, it was weird. The elevator ride up took forever, creaking like it was about to break. I knocked on his door, and Mike opened it with this big grin. "Hey, come on in," he said, all cheery. But as soon as I stepped inside, I got this funny feeling. The place was nice, fancy couch, big TV, but it smelled kinda musty, like no one had opened a window in weeks. And the walls, they were covered with photos. Not just a few, but tons of them. Families, couples, random people smiling. None of them were Mike. I pointed at one, some lady with a kid, and asked, who's that?" He just laughed, kinda quick, and said, "Oh, those? They came with the place. Haven't taken them down yet." It didn't make sense, but I didn't push it. We sat down for dinner. Pasta with some sauce he made. It was good, actually, but I couldn't relax. Then I heard this noise. A little scratch, scratch, scratch coming from the closet by the kitchen. I froze mid-bite and said, "You hear that?" He shrugged, all casual. "Yeah, probably just the heater kicking on. Old building." But it didn't sound like a heater. It was too alive, you know? Like something moving. I tried to laugh it off, but my hands were getting sweaty. After a while, I said I needed the bathroom. I just wanted a minute to breathe. When I got in there, I saw this stack of mail on the counter. I wasn't trying to snoop, but it was right there. The names, they were all different. Like Emily Carter, John Davis, Sarah Lee. None of them said Mike. My brain started spinning. Maybe he's picking up mail for neighbors? But why so many? I wiped my hands on my jeans. They were shaking now, and went back out. "I think I gotta go," I said, trying to sound chill. "Got work early tomorrow." He stood up fast, too fast, and stepped between me and the door. "Oh, come on. Stay a bit longer. I got dessert, chocolate cake." His voice was all friendly, but his eyes, they were locked on me, unblinking. I forced a smile and said, "No, really, I'm tired." He didn't move. "Just one slice," he said, stepping closer. I could smell his breath, garlic and something sour. My heart was pounding so loud I thought he'd hear it. "Please, I need to go," I stammered, pushing past him. He grabbed my wrist, not hard, but enough to stop me. "You sure?" he said, staring. I yanked my arm free and bolted out the door, practically tripping over my own feet. I didn't stop moving till I was in my car, doors locked, engine on. I kept checking the rearview mirror, expecting him to be there, but the street was empty. When I got home, I couldn't sleep. My dog was whining at the window for no reason, which he never does, and it freaked me out more. The next day, I called the apartment complex. My hands were shaking again while I dialed. "Hi, can you tell me about the guy in 5B, Mike?" The lady on the phone paused. "There's no Mike here. That's Emily Carter's place, but she's been missing for 2 weeks. Police are looking into it." I almost dropped the phone. "Missing?" I whispered. "Yeah," she said. "You okay?" I didn't know what to say, so I hung up. Later, I saw it on the news. Cops arrested some guy linked to missing people. They showed his picture. It was Mike. They said he'd been using apartments of people he'd hurt, luring women there. I couldn't watch the rest. I just sat there, staring at my coffee table. I'd left my jacket at his place that night. Still had my favorite hair tie in the pocket. Dumb thing to think about, but it popped into my head. Now, I don't know. I keep hearing that scratching noise in my head, like it's stuck there. Sometimes I think I see him, across the street, in a crowd. But when I look again, he's gone. I deleted Tinder, obviously. Haven't told many people about this. Feels too crazy. But the other night my phone rang. No caller ID. I picked up and it was just silence. Long, heavy silence. Then it hung up. Probably nothing, right? Just a wrong number. But I keep the lights on now, just in case. I gotta tell you about this thing that happened to me a while back. Still freaks me out when I think about it. I'm just a regular person, okay? Live by myself in this little apartment in the city. I do some graphic design stuff on my computer for work, so I'm home a lot. Got this old rug in the living room that my cat Milo keeps scratching up. He's a gray tabby, always running around, making the floor creak at night. Milo's my buddy, though, curls up on my lap while I work, purring away. Used to be comforting, you know? Anyway, last year I was messing around on Tinder. Been alone too long, you know? Thought maybe I'd find someone cool. That's when I matched with this guy, David. His pictures were unreal. Fancy trips to Paris, Japan, all that. Said he was some smart consultant guy. We started texting and man, he was smooth. Our conversations flowed effortlessly. He was witty, charming, and seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me. We talked for weeks about everything from my design projects to my childhood dreams. He even asked about my favorite childhood memory, and I shared how I used to spend hours drawing in my grandmother's attic. He'd ask about my job, my family, even silly stuff like my favorite pizza place. Once he asked about my mom's maiden name, thought he was just curious, kinda cute. Little did I know, he was collecting pieces of my life to use against me. But, some stuff was weird. He'd mentioned this park I walk Milo at, but I never told him about it. Or my pizza spot with the goofy neon sign. I swear I didn't say that either. I just laugh it off, thinking, oh, I must have forgot I mentioned it. Dumb, right? So we planned to meet at this nice restaurant downtown. I was all nervous, got myself a new shirt and everything. Got there, and he's waiting. Tall, good-looking, big smile, just like his pics. The restaurant was cozy, with dim lighting and soft jazz playing in the background. I felt a flutter in my stomach as we shared stories and laughter. But then, the conversation took an unexpected turn. He started asking about my financial situation, my bank, my savings, even my investment plans. I felt a twinge of discomfort, but brushed it off, thinking he was just being practical for a potential future together. Told him I was saving for a new phone. So stupid. Halfway through, he says he's hitting the bathroom. I wait. 5 minutes, 10, 20, nothing. I'm sitting there, feeling off, you know? Check my phone, no texts. Look around, he's gone. Then I see it. My bag's not on my chair anymore. My heart's pounding. I ask the waiter, you see my bag? He's clueless. I call David, number's dead. Tinder, profiles vanished. Panic set in as I rushed home, my mind racing with worst-case scenarios. I tore through my apartment, hoping against hope that I had somehow left my bag behind. But it was nowhere to be found. My wallet, ID, keys, everything was gone. I felt violated, as if my entire life had been stripped away in an instant. Next few days, total mess. My cards get maxed out. Bank accounts empty. Someone's taking loans with my name. I'm losing it. Go to the cops, show them his pics. They check and say every photo's from some Instagram model. David wasn't real. But whoever he was, he wrecked me. Here's the kicker. He knew everything. My schedule, where I go, my mom's maiden name, all from our chats and my social media. He'd been digging into my life, and I didn't even see it. Now, I'm paranoid. Get these creepy texts sometimes, just random emojis, weird dots. Change my locks, got a camera, but I still jump when Milo knocks over a toy at night. Those floor creaks used to be funny, now they scare me. Milo, my once comforting companion, now seems to sense my anxiety, his playful antics only amplifying my unease. I quit dating apps. Can't trust anyone new. He didn't just take my cash, he took my peace. I've learned a harsh lesson about trust and the dangers of the digital world. It's a slow process, but I'm trying to rebuild my life, one cautious step at a time. I've become more vigilant, more aware of the information I share online. And while the scars remain, I'm determined to not let this experience define me. After all, there are still good people out there. I just need to be smarter about finding them. Guess that's what you get for trusting some stranger online. Never know who's really out there. I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me back in my sophomore year at State University. It's messed me up, honestly, and I still don't get it all. I was just a regular student, you know, stuck in this tough organic chemistry class. One night, I was in the lab, late, around 11 p.m., trying to finish up some dumb experiment. The place was empty, just me and those buzzing lights. Kinda smelled like bleach or something. And the metal tables were freezing when I brushed against them. I was shoving my stuff into my bag when, bam, this scream hit me. Not a normal yell, but this awful, panicked sound coming from the research lab next door. I froze for a sec, heart pounding, then bolted over there. Pushed the door open and saw Marcus, my lab partner, on the floor. He was shaking bad, like a seizure or something, with these gross chemical burns all over his arms and face. Red, peeling, it was nasty. Derek, the grad student who ran our lab, was there too, freaking out, wiping up some spilled stuff with a wad of paper towels. "Call 911!" Derek shouted, all wild-eyed. I yanked out my phone, hands shaky, but then he lunged at me, grabbed my wrist. "No, wait, stop. We gotta handle this differently." I was like, "What?" "He's dying, dude." But Derek just shook his head, muttering, "You don't get it." He pulled out his phone, dialed someone, and started whispering stuff like, "It happened again, containment, liability crap." I stood there, dumbstruck, while Marcus was still groaning on the floor. Then, get this, 2 guys in suits showed up. Not cops, not medics, just these stiff-looking dudes. Took maybe 5 minutes, way too quick. They didn't even talk, just hauled Marcus onto a stretcher and carried him out. I followed them a bit, saw them head to the back exit. No flashing lights, no ambulance, just this creepy black van waiting there. Derek came up behind me, all chill now, which was weird. Handed me this envelope and said, "Here, take it." Inside, $2,000 in cash and some paper saying I wasn't in the lab that night. "Sign it," he told me, voice flat. Keeps things simple. I didn't know what to do, so I signed it, stuffed the cash in my pocket. Derek locked the lab door, gave me this hard stare, like, "Shut up about it," and left. Next day, I went to class, expecting people to be freaking out, but nothing. Everyone acted normal, like it was just another Tuesday. I asked a couple people about Marcus. "Hey, you seen Marcus around?" They just blinked at me. "Who's Marcus?" one guy said, frowning. I pulled up a photo on my phone. Me and Marcus, chilling at a coffee shop a few weeks back. But looking at it, I don't know, it felt weird, like his face wasn't right anymore. I swung by his dorm after. Door was open, room totally empty. Not just moved out empty, but scrubbed, like no one ever lived there. The RA was down the hall and I asked him, "Yo, what happened to the guy in 304? He shrugged. "Been empty all year, man. You okay?" My chest got tight. I'd been in that room last week, eating pizza and watching Marcus lose at Mario Kart. Tried his phone. Rang once, then voicemail. Not even his voice, just that robot one. I left a message. "Hey, Marcus, you good? Call me." But I knew he wouldn't. He was gone. Went to the registrar's office, feeling desperate. "Can you check on a student? Marcus, I don't know his last name, but he's in my class." The lady typed for a sec, then said, "No record of any Marcus here. Ever." I wanted to scream. I had proof, pictures, texts. But it was like he'd been wiped out. That night I couldn't sleep. My apartment was too quiet. Every creak from the old wooden floor made me jump. My roommate's dog kept whining at the window, even though nothing was out there. I kept smelling that chemical stink too, like it was stuck in my nose. The cash and that paper, still got 'em sitting in my desk drawer. Haven't touched the money, feels wrong, you know? Those photos of Marcus. I scroll through them sometimes, but they're creepy now. His smile looks off, blurry almost. And sometimes, swear to God, I hear that scream again, faint, like it's stuck in my head. I don't know what they did to him, or why. Derek? The suits? The university? No clue. But I feel like someone's keeping tabs on me, waiting for me to slip up and talk. I think about telling someone, but who'd buy this? Sounds nuts, right? So I just keep quiet, act like it's fine. But it's not. Something's really, really wrong. My name is Alex. When I got my dorm assignment freshman year, I was pretty pumped. New start, you know? I'd been stuck at home all summer, so moving into this big campus felt huge. The housing office said my roommate was a senior, Tyler. I was like, wait, a senior? That's random. Usually it's two freshmen together. But I figured, maybe he's a transfer or something. Tyler was fine at first. Quiet guy. Always hunched over his desk, scribbling in notebooks. I'd say hi, try to chat, but he'd just nod or mutter, hey, and keep going. His side of the room was neat though, weirdly neat. But then I started picking up on stuff. He never left during the day, like not once, only at night. I'd hear him shuffle out around midnight, door clicking shut, and he'd be back by morning. And his stuff? It smelled like hospital. You know, that sharp, clean smell? Antiseptic, I guess. Saw some medical junk too. Tubes, little metal tools. But I didn't ask. Didn't want to seem rude. I started feeling off around him, like one night I woke up, pitch black, and I heard him talking, mumbling, real low. Couldn't catch the words, but it made my skin crawl. I stayed still, pretending to sleep. Another time, I swear he was standing by my bed, just watching. I blinked, and he was back under his covers, out cold. I told myself it was nothing. Probably just tired. Midterms were coming, and I hadn't done laundry in forever, so I was down to my last pair of socks. But then, God, this still messes me up. One night, I jolted awake, and there he was, Tyler, standing over me with a freaking syringe in his hand. I froze, heart slamming in my chest. Dude, what are you doing? I stammered. He jumped back, all shaky, and goes, sorry man, I'm diabetic, just fixing my insulin. He wouldn't look at me, just stuffed the syringe in a drawer. I wanted to believe him, really did, but his voice was all wrong, too nervous. I barely slept after that. Next day, I started crashing at my friend Jake's place down the hall. His roommate didn't care, and their room had this old rug that smelled like pizza, but it beat being near Tyler. I'd only go back to grab stuff, books, clothes, whatever. Tyler'd be there, acting normal, but I'd catch him staring sometimes. Those eyes, man. Too focused. Then one afternoon, I came back, and there were these security guys in our room, packing up Tyler's stuff, quick and quiet. I was like, what's happening? One of them, this big guy with a buzz cut, goes, clerical error. Tyler wasn't supposed to be here. I blinked. What do you mean? He handed me some papers. He's from the medical research facility, a patient. Got mixed up with student housing. My jaw dropped. A patient? Like, what kind? He just shrugged. Sign this. We're moving you to a new room. Don't talk about it. I was too stunned to argue. Scribbled my name, grabbed my stuff. They were gone in 10 minutes. I moved that day. New room was fine, but I couldn't shake it. What was Tyler? Why me? A week later, I was by the vending machine. It was always out of those BBQ chips I liked. When I ran into this janitor, Joe. Old guy, always sweeping the halls. I asked, half joking, "Hey, you know anything about my old roommate, Tyler?" He stopped, looked around, then leaned in close. Heard he was in some program. For people with head problems, you know? Serious stuff. They were testing if he could act normal around regular kids. I stared. Wait, so I was, what, part of it? Joe nodded slow. Sounds like it. Didn't tell you, huh? I felt my throat tighten. Number. They didn't. After that, I was a mess. Kept replaying it all. Tyler's mumbles, that syringe, those night stares. What was he gonna do? And the university just let him live with me? Like I was some lab rat? I started double-checking my lock every night. Once, I heard footsteps outside my door. Turned out to be some drunk guy stumbling home, but I still flipped out. I never saw Tyler again. Don't know where he went. Joe said the research building's got locked floors you need special keys for. Makes me wonder what else is down there. Sometimes, I catch that hospital smell randomly, like in the stairwell, and it hits me all over again. What if I hadn't woken up that night? What if he'd... I don't know. I don't want to know. I gotta get this off my chest, okay? It's about something that started back in my sophomore year. I got this email one day about a scholarship, the Blackwood Academic Excellence Program. It was unreal. Full tuition, a place to live, even some cash every month. All I had to do was join their special research projects. Sounded like a dream, you know? But, it's not what I thought. They didn't mess around with the selection stuff. There were all these tests, psych evaluations, medical checkups, and talks with these professors I'd never even seen around campus. I figured it was just because it was a big deal. They picked 25 of us and we got moved to this residential place away from everyone else. The facility was tucked away at the edge of the campus, surrounded by dense woods that seemed to swallow any sound. At night, the silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of the old building, or the distant howl of wind through the trees. The halls were dimly lit, with lights that flickered unpredictably, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Sometimes, I'd catch a glimpse of movement out of the corner of my eye, but when I turned, there was nothing there. It made me jumpy, always feeling like someone was watching me. Our days were packed. Classes from morning till evening, then study time after. No leaving unless they said so. And they watched our internet like hawks. I met some cool people there, though. We'd joke about the workload over burnt coffee from the machine in the lounge. But even they started acting weird after a while. One girl, Sarah, who used to be really outgoing, became withdrawn and paranoid. She'd whisper to me in the library, saying she thought the professors were listening to our conversations. Another guy, Mike, started having night terrors, screaming in his sleep about being trapped in a lab. We tried to support each other, but the fear was palpable, and trust was hard to come by. The classes were weird. Stuff like brain science and how to mess with people's heads. Not normal college junk. The professors had these cold, emotionless expressions, like they were hiding something. We had to sign papers promising not to talk about it. I didn't think much of it then, just happy to be picked. But I started noticing things, like the floorboards in my room squeaked every time someone passed by at night. Same time, every night. I'd lie awake, heart pounding, wondering who was out there. A few months in, things got strange. Some of the others changed. They could remember everything, spot patterns in seconds, even talk people into stuff effortlessly. The professors said it was the learning protocols working. But then, people who asked too many questions, or tried to quit, got sick. Real bad. Seizures, hallucinations, acting like someone else. I'd see him in the halls, pale and shaky, and I'd just look away. One night, I woke up, and my roommate was staring at me in the dark, eyes locked on mine. I mumbled, "Dude, what's up?" He whispered, "They're watching us," then rolled over and slept. I didn't sleep after that. Another time, I found a crumpled note under my pillow. "Don't trust anyone." No idea who wrote it. I started suspecting everyone. The treatment sessions were the worst. They'd strap me into a chair, attach electrodes to my head, and hit me with flashing lights, loud noises, sometimes electric shocks. Each session left me drained, disoriented, like my mind was being rewired. I'd have memory gaps or recall things that never happened. Conversations with strangers. It was terrifying, not knowing what was real. One evening, I sneaked into the administrative office, heart pounding. I picked the lock with a paperclip and found files on us. Medical histories, psych profiles, notes on our progress. There were documents about Project Blackwood, mentioning cognitive enhancement and behavioral modification. Some pages hinted at past students who'd disappeared or suffered breakdowns. It was chilling. It crashed down when I called my mom. She mentioned progress reports and photos of me in classes I never took. I dug deeper. The program wasn't part of the school. It was an experiment, funded by shadowy government types with too much power. I couldn't leave. They wouldn't let me. Finally, I snapped. I stormed into Professor Hayes's office, trembling with rage. "What are you doing to us?" I shouted. He smiled coldly. "You signed the contract. You knew what you were getting into." I threatened to expose them. His face darkened. "You won't get far. We have eyes everywhere." That night, I tried to escape, but security guards caught me, dragged me back, and locked me in. The next day, they put me through an extra-long session. I woke up unable to remember my name for hours, like my identity was slipping away. He'd said, "You're part of something bigger now. Embrace it." But I'm losing myself piece by piece. Every day I feel less like me, more like a puppet. I don't know how long I can hold on. If you're reading this, please, don't join the Blackwood program. It's not worth your soul. Spread the word. Save yourselves. And if you can, save me too. Footsteps. Gotta go. Be careful. Last Tuesday, I think it was, I was out with some buddies downtown. We hit up this burger joint, the one with those greasy fries I can't stop eating even though they make my stomach hurt after. It was cold out. Like, my breath was fogging up, and I was in this dumb hoodie that barely kept me warm. Anyway, it was pushing 11 p.m., and I was done. Didn't want to walk home. Too lazy, too chilly. So I opened the Uber app. Said some guy named Dave in a gray Nissan was coming. Cool. Whatever. This car rolls up, right? Gray Nissan, just like the app said. Dude leans out the window, goes, "You Sophia?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me," and hop in the back. Smelled like cheap coffee and those little tree air fresheners. He asks my address, I tell him, and we're off. I'm just chilling, scrolling my phone, texting my friend about how I ate too many fries again. Normal stuff. But then like 20 minutes go by, and I look up. We're not near my place. At all. I live by that park with the busted fountain, you know? This was all dark streets, no lights, just big ugly buildings. I check the app, route's way off. My heart's doing this dumb little thump-thump thing, but I'm trying to play it cool. "Hey, Dave? Think we took a wrong turn or something?" He doesn't even look back. Just says, real slow, "Nah, there's been a change of plans." What? Change of plans? I'm like, excuse me? My voice cracks a little. I hate that. Then he holds up his phone, and there's a picture on it. My apartment building. My freaking car parked out front. The one with the dumb scratch on the hood from when I hit that pole last year. I just stare at it. "How's he got that?" "Been keeping tabs on you," he says, all calm like he's telling me the weather. "Know where you live, where you work at that coffee shop with the cracked window, who you hang with." I'm freaking out now, hands all sweaty, but I try to laugh it off, like, "What? Why?" He goes, "It's a job. Your ex's new girl paid me to send a message. Stay away from him." I'm sitting there, brain spinning. My ex? I haven't texted that jerk in forever. And who's this new girlfriend? Why is she this obsessed? "Look," I say, "I don't even talk to him. This is crazy. Just let me out, okay?" My voice is all shaky now, and I hate how scared I sound. He just shakes his head. "Can't do that." We're deep in this industrial area now. Warehouses, chain link fences, no one around. I grab the door handle. Locked. I bang on the window, yell, "Let me out!" Nothing. He's just driving, sipping his stupid coffee like I'm not losing it back here. My phone's at 5%. I try calling my friend, but it dies right as it rings. Great. Perfect. I'm slamming my fist on the seat, thinking maybe I can kick the window or something dumb like that. Then he says, Real driver got paid off. Gave me the ride info. Easy switch. My head's screaming. This isn't random. Someone planned this. We pull into this empty lot, all gravel and shadows. He stops the car, turns off the engine. I'm thinking, this is it, I'm done. He's too quiet, just sitting there, watching me in the mirror with these creepy, steady eyes. I'm shaking so bad I can barely breathe. Please, I whisper. I won't tell anyone. Just let me go. His phone buzzes. He answers, mutters, "Yeah, she's here. What now?" Pause. Got it. Hangs up. Then he gets out, leaves the door open. I hear him pacing outside, gravel crunching under his boots. I'm frozen for a sec, then I see it. The keys, still in the ignition. My hands are all clumsy, but I scramble up front, turn the key. Car starts. I floor it, tires spinning, and peel out of there. I don't stop till I hit a gas station, some 24-hour place with flickering lights. I stumble inside, crying, begging the guy behind the counter to call the cops. They show up, take my story, but they don't find Dave or the Nissan. Said they'd look into it, but I could tell they thought I was nuts. It's been days now. I keep the blinds shut, check the locks like 10 times a night. My cat's been extra jumpy, keeps scratching at the door like she hears something. I spilled coffee all over my counter yesterday because my hands wouldn't stop shaking. And I keep wondering, was it really about my ex? Or was that just some lie? Dave knew too much. Way more than some jealous girlfriend would care about. I don't know what he wanted, and that's what keeps me up. Just staring at the ceiling, waiting for a gray Nissan to pull up outside. My name is Jake. I'm 24, driving Uber to scrape by for nursing school. It's late nights mostly, you know? Keeps me awake with coffee and those cheap gas station snacks, stale chips and energy drinks that taste like battery acid. That night my phone was half dead, and I'd been meaning to grab a charger, but I forgot. Typical me. So it's like 1 a.m., dead quiet on the roads. I get this ping from a medical center a few streets over. I figure it's some night shift worker or a patient heading home. I roll up, and the place looks dark, like no lights, no cars. Kinda weird for a medical center, even at this hour. There's a flickering streetlight nearby, casting long shadows across the empty parking lot. The building's got this faded sign, half peeling, and the windows are black voids. I check the app again. The address matches, so I wait. Something feels off, but I shrug it away. Too much caffeine, not enough sleep. This old guy shuffles out. Real slow, like he's lost. He's got a coat too big for him, hanging off his frail frame, and his hands are shaking bad. I lean back, say, "You heading to 123 Elm Street?" He nods, mumbles, "Yeah, my daughter's house. Gotta get there quick." His voice is all raspy, and he's breathing heavy. I chalk it up to age or some condition. I'm training to be a nurse, so I've seen shaky old folks before, but this guy's got an edge to him I can't place. We start driving. I try chatting, you know, to pass the time. "Rough night, huh?" He don't answer. Just stares out the window, clutching his coat like it's a lifeline. Then he mutters, "They're gonna find me. I can't stay." His voice is shaky, almost pleading. I laugh a little, nervous I guess, thinking he's confused. My uncle used to ramble like that when his mind started going. But something about the way he said it makes my skin crawl. I glance at him in the mirror, and his eyes are darting around, wild, like he's expecting someone to lunge from the shadows. The streetlights flicker as we go, casting weird shadows inside the car. I notice he's getting twitchy, shifting in the seat like he can't sit still. I hear this weird creak from the back, like when my dog used to paw at the floorboards. It's unnerving as hell. I glance in the mirror again, and he's rocking a little, eyes wide, staring at something I can't see. "You okay, man?" I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. No reply. Just more mumbling, words I can't catch. My palms get sweaty on the wheel, and I grip it tighter. My gut's screaming something ain't right. Then, bam! He starts jerking, hard, like a seizure or something. His head slams back, arms flailing, hitting the window with a dull thud. I panic, swerve to the curb, and hit the hazards. Hang on, I yell, fumbling for my phone. I dial 911, hands shaking so bad I almost drop it. Yeah, my passenger's... he's seizing or something. I'm on Oak Road. Ambulance shows up fast. Paramedics pull him out, and I'm just standing there, heart pounding. One of them looks at his wrist. There's this medical bracelet I didn't notice before. They call the number on it, and their faces go... weird. Tight. They ask, "Where'd you pick him up?" I tell them, "The medical center on 5th. The guy frowns. "That place? It's been shut down for years. Empty." I'm like, "What? No way." I was there. But then I think, dark lot. No lights. That eerie stillness. They check his ID and it hits. He's been missing. From a memory care place 3 states over. Weeks gone. Cops roll up asking me stuff, and I'm stammering. I just picked him up. I swear. Later they tell me they pulled security footage. That medical center? Some crooks were using it. Holding old folks with dementia, faking insurance claims, human trafficking, right under my nose. And that seizure? Wasn't a seizure. He was fighting to get away, desperate. They were gonna move him that night. And I was their ride out. I'm shaking just saying this. I didn't know, man. I thought I was helping. But now, every time I drive, I see that empty building in my head. Those dark windows staring back at me. I check every address twice, even when I know it's legit. Last night, I swore I heard that creak again in the back seat. Probably just the car settling, right? But I don't know. I keep the radio on loud now, blasting music to drown out any weird noises. Gotta run. Shift's starting. Watch yourself out there, okay? I gotta tell you about this thing that happened. I'm an Uber driver, been doing it for a couple years. It's just me, my car, and the road. You know? Keeps the lights on. This one day, I was parked outside this mall. Big place. Lots of people. It was like 7 or 8 at night, I think. Sky was all gray and heavy, made everything look kinda dull. I was just sitting there, sipping a coffee that was already cold, waiting for the app to ping. Then it does. Some guy named Mark or something. I don't remember exactly. I pull up, and this dude hops in the back. He's normal, I guess? Maybe 30s, wearing a hoodie and jeans. Had this little backpack with him. "Hey, thanks for the ride," he says, all cheery. I mumble something back. Check the drop-off. It's a house like 20 minutes away. And we go. He's quiet for a bit, just scrolling on his phone. Then he leans forward a little and goes, "So, how long you been driving?" I say, "Oh, couple years." He nods, like he's real interested. Cool. You live around here?" I'm thinking, why is he asking that? But I just say, "Yeah, not too far." He smiles, too big, maybe, and keeps going. "Got a family? Kids?" I don't know why I answered. Guess I was tired or something. Yeah, a wife and a son. He's 7. He's like, "Oh, that's awesome. What's his name?" I hesitate, felt weird, but I mutter, "Jake." He's typing on his phone now, says, Nice. You got any pets or anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, a cat." She's old though, keeps scratching up the couch. He laughs, and it's, I don't know, loud. Then he goes, "Hey, don't worry about all the questions. I'm doing this survey thing for Uber. They want to know more about drivers, make things better or whatever." He shows me his phone. There's this form. Looks fancy, got the Uber logo and all. I relax a little. "Oh, okay," I say. Figured it made sense, but he keeps going. What's your schedule like? You work nights a lot? I tell him. Yeah, mostly nights. Days are too slow. He's still typing. Where you live exactly? Like, what street? I pause, felt my chest get tight, but I'm dumb and say, over on Pine Road, east side. He nods, asks more. You own the house? Rent? I'm like, own it. Well, me and the bank, huh? It's getting creepy now. We're halfway there, and he's asking stuff like, you ever go on vacation? Leave the house empty? I laugh, nervous-like, and say, not really, man. He just keeps smiling, says, good to know. I notice his backpack's unzipped a little, and I swear I saw a camera lens in there. Made my hands sweaty on the wheel. Finally, we get to the house. It's dark out now, streetlights flickering. He goes, hey, quick favor. Can I snap a pic for the survey? Just your face. I'm like, I guess? He takes it fast, says, perfect. Thanks, man. Take care of Jake and that cat, huh? Then he's out, walking up to this house that looks empty, maybe? No lights on. I drive off, heart pounding. Forgot about it for a while. Life goes on, you know? Then, like 3 weeks later, I'm eating cereal, stale, because I forgot to close the box, and my phone rings. It's my bank. Sir, we've got some weird charges here. You buy a TV in Ohio? I'm like, what? No. Check my account. Hundreds gone. Next day, I get mail about a car loan I didn't take out. My name's on it. My license number. Everything. I'm freaking out, right? Call the cops, and they're asking about some shady business deals tied to my name. Tax fraud, they say. I'm yelling, I didn't do that! They show me papers, my signature, but it's not mine. Then it clicks. That guy, Mark. He knew everything. My house, my kid, my hours. I tell the cops about the ride, the survey. They frown, say, Uber doesn't do surveys like that. I dig online. Turns out there's this scam. People pretending to be passengers, hitting up drivers like me. They've stolen millions, credit cards, loans, all of it. Worse, some of the money's linked to bad stuff. Drugs, smuggling. My name's on some of those accounts now. Cops don't believe I'm innocent. Say I gotta prove it. It's been months. I'm still fighting it. Lawyer's bleeding me dry. Wife's mad because the cat got sick and we can't afford the vet. Every time I drive, I'm checking the back seat like someone's there. Last week, I heard my floor creak. Sounded like footsteps, but it was just the wind, I think. I don't sleep much anymore. That guy's out there, and I keep wondering, what if he comes back?